Girl, we're going to the open mic and we're getting tacos.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is the Vanessa Verse Podcast. What do you think?
The thing is, when poets be poeting. Ooh, I love when poets act up. Oh, silence me? Yeah. Good luck with that.
Hi, welcome to the Vanessa Verse Podcast. I am your host, Vanessa, and I am here today with Symbolic Knight, and this is the poet origin story. So, of Symbolic Knight. Yay! God, wait, how do there's a thing, wait, oh my gosh, bear with me. There is a clapping, there it is. And there's also a cheering, hold on.
That's not funny because I really can't hear it on this side.
You know what's crazy? I'm actually doing a preview and I'm doing it live. Wait, one sec. Let me do the live.
Oh, shit.
I'm literally learning, and that was insane. Let me do this clapping. Oh, wow, this whole time. Okay. I'm supposed to have a preview, or not a preview. I'm supposed to have my theme song, but I'm actually gonna mix that today. I'm gonna mix a new one today sometime in the afternoon. So maybe I can add it to this, maybe I can't. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna do another clapping. No, we're gonna do a drum roll.
Oh.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Sim.
Hey, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm good. I'm nervous. I'm nervous and I'm like excited, and I feel like a dummy for for what is it called? Not having that live, and just like I thought I was clapping and you were hearing the clap because you clapped too.
I just didn't want to, I had to do it because I didn't want it to feel like it was awkward or anything because I'm here. I know you're nervous, friend. We good. Ain't nothing. You're not a dummy. I'm glad I said something. I thought you knew, so that's why I'm glad. So I'm glad I said something. It's okay. It doesn't make you a dummy. We working as we be going along. As we get through, you feel me? We only gets better through time.
Right. Yes.
It's
Very
all
much.
good.
Very much. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're in my poet origin series, so let's just get into that. Tell
Okay.
me, how did Symbolic Knight become symbolic? Oh, shoot. How did Symbolic Knight become Symbolic Knight?
I feel like sometimes when I talk of my origin, it feels like it's really blah. I started doing poetry around 2013, 2012 in high school, but it was really just for a grade because we had to write 7 different poems. And I kind of forgot to do them, so I did it at like 11:50 something in the night. And then gave it to my teacher, and she's like, "Wow, this is great. You and a few others are gonna perform at the Armory." And I was like, "This is great. I just did this shit. Kind of just did this last night, whatever." Because that's when I found out what haikus was. I didn't know what the freak a haiku was at the time. Don't care for haiku still. Wrote the whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, this is great. You're gonna do it." I was like, stop
That's a
doing
nice teacher.
Yeah, no, she really. Honestly, people say it was fire. I wish I could find those. I really feel like they wasn't all that, but hey, we ball. But that was that. Then I went to college upstate. I had the freshman year where it was like more so I wasn't quite ready for the transition of leaving home, so I didn't have the bestest freshman year. And sophomore year came and everything was in like a lot of pressure and stuff. I found myself really struggling in the counseling class, and ultimately I ended up leaving school or was dismissed for better terms. And so I started writing poetry randomly again, and I randomly uploaded it on YouTube one time, and then I went back to school state, and then I found out they was doing a poetry event, so I was like, "Oh, I'll do that," and came back home for good, for real, performed for the first time in some place in the Bronx, or I did a slam first, can't really recall. and I've been writing since, but originally my name was Heavy K. And then I found out there was an artist already by that. And also I thought like Heavy K, because I don't know, there was the rapper, rest in peace, Heavy D. And I was like, Heavy K, I'm a big guy and I do spoken word. Heavy K. Yeah. There was a conversation I had with one of my best friends, my friend Jameer, and I was like, I wanted to change my name. I wanted to be something different. And then he was like, how about Symbolic? And I was like, He was like, but with a K, because like K for Kyle. And I was like, you onto something. And then I could say like Symbolic Knight, right? Because the Knight is my grandfather's last name. And I wanted to have like some meaning to that, like because no matter what, if it was school or whatever, I found a way to incorporate that I was doing it for him. So now that I'm doing poetry, that became a bigger purpose on who I do it for. And the origins was really just to save myself because depression was wild, especially when I was dismissed from school, very disappointed in myself. Next year I'll make like 10 years since I tried to kill myself, all that. So like poetry was that, and that's the origin. Like keep writing to be a hero for myself, and yeah, that's the origin of Symbolic Knight.
I feel like so I knew this, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this.
I don't.
Right.
I never like. I think about it more now because it's 2025. When 2026 comes, that'll be like a decade since I tried to do that. So like I don't really. But yeah, that part. Yeah, I think I started in performances now. Sometimes I like to say I'm here to be the hero for the younger version of myself that I didn't know I needed. And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Wow. You have a tribute to your grandfather. You have a tribute to the you almost lost.
Mm-hmm.
You have a tribute to your teacher.
I won't
There's
lie to
no
you. My tribute's more to my first teacher, that English teacher that had none of us really cared for her. But yeah, she did help me get into poetry. So I think I honestly attribute all my writing to every English teacher I had in high school. All four of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All four every year.
Yeah. Not for real. 'Cause one recently passed away a few months ago. And then I had our second year teacher who I didn't really care for because she had us listening to these old boring poets. So boring, Vanessa. And then I had my junior year teacher that kind of like he brought like he gave I don't know, he made everything just feel more exciting. We had to do make a little act of our own version of Macbeth. So, he helped in terms of creativity like that. And so we all made our own, like our version of Macbeth, and you picked a few and then someone was acting in it. And then my senior year teacher, I format all my poems still by his method, the sandwich method of how you form an essay paper or whatever. And yeah, as we went back to my freshman year teacher, our books that we read was kind of like, I had to read Jane Eyre, and that was kind of a crazy book. Then I had to read this book called Soul, which was very trauma inducing for real. And I think in the sense, though, that gave me my sense of sympathy and stuff towards too. So I have like something that I took from all four of them. So yeah, all four of them.
That's really cool. First, that's really cool. And it's really nice that you have so much, like, some pretty, I don't want to say good, particularly, maybe like just solid memories of your teachers. I don't remember the things that I did in high school.
I feel you. It's only mostly remember the writing parts.
I don't even think I remember those. I don't think I was really present.
Feel that.
Yeah. But wow, that's cool. I wonder if like other poets also have that, like, tribute to all my my teachers, my
I
English
wonder.
teachers, language arts teachers. They held it down. That's why I am who I am.
I feel like I know a few poets that might say they might have like that one person or something that might have, I don't know if like it's in depth, like when I say like teachers and stuff, there might be a few poets though. From when I do talk to other poets, it's just rare these days. But yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if like the language arts teachers, like the ones yeah, just language arts teachers in general, like I wonder if they know, like in their class, they're like, I was gonna be a poet.
That'd be interesting. I think before my freshman year teacher, Pastor Newton, I did visit him like 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, guys, hey, how y'all doing? He's like, how's everything going? I was like, getting to school and stuff. I wrote a book or two. A book? And then it's like, oh, you're a poet. It's kind of like that. And you also find out every now and again, like, I think my math teacher, and she's like, I really love poetry. I would like to see you one day. Then you find out stuff like that, like after. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But like, yeah, in high school, poetry was never in mine. thought of the future or whatever. Like it was just, yeah, I did it for a grade. They had us performing at the Armory. That's cool. All right, got my A or whatever. Out of here. Like, yeah, I'm good. Got my grade. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, yeah. I wonder because I ain't know I was gonna be a poet. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I feel like that's like the opposite of like me.
Oh, you knew you was gonna be a poet?
Well, no, because I did poetry starting in like middle school.
Yeah.
And then when I got to high school, I was already in the scene
Hmm.
because the scene was just there and like
Yeah.
I already cared about the scene. And so when I did like school with my teachers and stuff, I'd be like, okay, you want me to write this, write it, turn it in. And then some of them are like, we know when you're BSing. We know you can do better because
Oh.
and I'm like, yeah, but I'm tired. And then like I would do because for talent shows, for like multicultural shows, for like any type of shows, I'd like throw my name in the hat and
Mhm.
audition with like poetry. So they're like, we know you do poetry.
We know what you do.
We know what
Stop
you
playing with
do.
us.
Yeah. And like I had a math teacher. That's so funny that you mentioned a math teacher, but I had a math teacher that was like, yeah, that was like, your cultural poem, and he was Asian. He
Mhm.
was this short Asian math teacher. He was like geometry teacher actually.
Mhm.
He was like, I have a CD to give you. And he gave me the CD, and it was of this group of Asian poets that basically would talk about like just Asian American culture and
Mhm.
how interesting it is to immigrate. Oh, it was what was it called? It was like I don't know if it was a mixtape or an album, but it was called like I Was Born with Two Tongues or
Mhm.
Born with Two Tongues. Yeah. I don't know where that is, and I don't know how to ever listen to it again. But I can't regurgitate it, but I can hear it in my head.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So interesting. Did any of your teachers do anything like that? Like give you like, you should listen to these poets or
Not give me personally. Like I said, I remember the teacher that was my sophomore year, she had, like I said, she had us listening to really old poets. And it was hard for me to relate to because it was once it was old poets, and then it wasn't old poets of my color. And it was just hair, and this was just listening to it, and you could tell like it's like it had to be like the old recordings. It was I could not quite literally actually. I fell asleep a few times.
what is like British poetry?
Nah, it was just like the only person's name I really remember because I remember growing up, they always tried to. I don't have a problem with him, but it was one of them was a Robert Frost poem, but it wasn't the Robert Frost poem that I'm used to hearing. So I was like, oh, it's not Two Roads Diverged, and maybe that's what I know him for. And then it was some others. It was like three other poets. I don't remember them. They just sounded. It was very old. Maybe I was also at that age. I was like, oh, I'm too young for all this. Why am I listening to this? This is ancient. This is too much for me. I could admit that too.
Yeah.
Maybe of me now, probably would appreciate it a little bit more. Still would have been bored, but I still would have listened with a little bit more intent. But like, it's not stuff that I can really relate to.
Just
So yeah. Other than that, yeah, I don't recall really getting anything from my teachers or anything. Nah.
that makes sense. Was your grandfather a poet or like interested in literature?
Honestly, I'm not sure. My grandfather passed in '04, so I was still young. I don't know. Poetry and him with me, he never talked on poetry. Like for me, my grandfather, ironically, I'm in the place we are right now, a radio over there, and we would like listen to James Brown and drink seltzer or like watch the Animal Channel. But I am coming to find out that everybody in my family, or like I think my mom wrote a little bit, my dad wrote a little bit. I think even my grandma did. I think so. I believe like it's a blending pot of a lot of them within me, probably.
Mhm.
So he most likely may have. I do still hear different stories of my grandfather, so I haven't heard a story of him writing as of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Okay. Was he some type of artist, maybe?
My grandfather, what did he work in? I think he worked for a computer spot, if I recall. And then at one point he worked for a business that was making pencils, if I recall. Like I said, in '04. That's like 21 years ago. I was like 6, 7. So I was like a kid. Like, yes, I'm well aware what's going on, but I'm also like, I'm a kid. So I'm not really was not that in tune to what my grandfather's occupation was. I do remember, I don't even remember where it was at. I just know it was in the city. And I think I was with my mom or something. And then we was walking by the building he did work in at one point. That's all I really know. Like I know that he's good with tech or was good with technology. And yeah, I would like to believe so though. I feel like everybody in this house has some type of because I find out like when my pops and my mom's like, yeah, I wrote a little something this and that, third. I think it was like during the pandemic. Yeah, like during the pandemic, 5 years ago. Wow, that's crazy. On my birthday, my sister did like this scavenger hunt, but without having to leave the house, and I had to guess which friend told me a happy birthday and stuff. And then we had like a group FaceTime call and we was talking and stuff. And my mom was there, and my mom made like this random poem on the spot about me. And I was like, so
Like she freestyled?
like she wrote, well, technically, she was like, give me a few minutes, and she wrote it like on a napkin and then said it out loud. And I said, oh, my fault. Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah, so
You want a
I would,
battle? I'm
no,
joking.
no, no, no,
Just
I
kidding.
would, I feel like you are giving me good questions to ask. I feel like probably, though. I'd probably
Yeah,
ask that.
that's
Yeah.
really cute. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Did they were your parents like very encouraging of like you like from the beginning being as a poet?
Sorta and no at the same time. And the only reason is a no at the same time. When I did come back from school, I was avoiding going back into school. And I was just here doing that. Like I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do poetry saying third. And I made it very weird, like in a sense, like, okay, what are you gonna do in terms of this degree? They spent a lot of money on me and stuff. I saw like a year or so to go, and it was like, but I'm doing some poems now. I think it's kind of cool. So in a sense, I felt like um it was support, but it also felt like maybe in the time didn't understand how much I fell in love with poetry. So I
Mm,
guess I feel like they wasn't really getting like where I'm getting now. Like I'm like, yes, I want to finish school, but I want you to understand this poetry, I actually really love that I'm doing it.
mhm,
So I feel like that's how it was in the initial time. And then if we go all the way to right now and stuff, my mom jokes every day how she thinks I'm gonna be the poet laureate of New York. And I was like, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Mm.
And then she talks about like, oh, if I win an award, if I have like a book or this and the third. So the support, my parents, my family always support me whatever I do. It was like I said though, it was really like a cloudy thing because it's like, when are you gonna go back into school? What are you doing? Type
mhm,
stuff. Yeah. So it was like, yes, but like a little bit of no, little skeptical. It's like, okay, you like this poetry stuff, but so yeah, I feel like once I showed the seriousness of poetry, all at the same time knowing I want to get my degree as well, I
mhm.
think yeah.
Okay. So in the beginning it was just more rocky. So how did you introduce the poetry thing to them?
Did I introduce the poetry thing to them? Like I said, I know when I came back home, like in 2016, a few months after the trying to, I wrote some poem and I just put it up on YouTube and stuff, and I was just chilling. Like it was like something I did for a little bit. Then I went back to school, as I said, and I think I found myself falling in love with poetry exactly in the 2018 era. By then I was writing a little bit for like 2 years, but my thought to myself was like, I'm probably not gonna be able to write about anything for real. Like, what am I gonna do like a year from now? I don't have nothing to say, which is hilarious because you know me, because all I do is write, which
That's
is hilarious. And
insane. Why would you think that?
my fear was, I was like, I probably don't even have nothing to really do with this. I don't know what I'm writing. Like, you feel me? So like, when I did
Mm,
perform in my school, and I was like, hey, mom, I did poetry at school. It's cool. Then I came back home for good for good. And I went and one of my childhood friends, she wanted me to this poetry slam. I performed, used my phone, went to another thing. And then it was more so I became cool with my friend, the poet. And that's why I met her another person through her. And then that person put us on to like this show in December 2019. Yeah. And
Mm.
that's why I've been like Smooth Solange and all my people that I'm still cool with today. And that's when we formed the team at one point. That's when everything just before 2020 was I was actively going to places to be doing shows and stuff. Then everything shut down. And it was like around that time, I was like, yeah, mom, I'm gonna go do some poetry. It was like that. And then after that, 2020 came, so everything shut down. That's when Clubhouse rose. I don't think I was in school all the year 2020 when I think about it. Or I did for a few months. 2020 came, Clubhouse came. I was doing poetry on the app. I was doing hosting slams and stuff. So I think that she started seeing how like invested I wasn't doing poetry stuff. And then 2021 came and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back outside. And it's like, so I don't really know if there was really real introduction. It was more so like, "Hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that." I know there's like a turning point. I think it wasn't until a little bit over last year or maybe just the year before that. I did have my mom see me do a slam one time around the first time when I started, and that was then. But like for the longest times, I didn't feel comfortable inviting family except my sister, because I do a lot of somatics there with this and the third. I don't think I was ready for my family to really see me. My
Yeah.
sister, I was like, yeah, we was everywhere. If she could, she can, everywhere she can. And it wasn't until like in 2023 into I think 2024 where I had this feature all the way in the Bronx at Lehman College. That was the first time I felt real comfortable. That my mom come, she wanted to come, so she watched me. And
Mhm.
then I did a slam in Brooklyn, and I had my mom, my sister, and my aunt come. So like gradually as time came, I started feeling more confident. I did some of these online slams so some family would see that, this, that, and the third. And then coming up to like this year alone, I did my first 45-minute set and I felt comfortable. It was comfortable to invite a lot of family members, and not just family members, a few of my mom's co-workers. And it's like, so it's like it more like gradually. So yeah, I think the more comfortable I got, the more. So I feel like in a sense, even though like they've been doing poetry, I feel like the real introduction, honestly, quite honestly, was this year.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big step when you're like, "Hey, everybody, come watch me."
It used to be like I'd be cool like 2 to 3 friends. Cause even when I did that slam 2024 December, my mom was like, I thought about inviting your godfather, but I didn't tell you beforehand. I didn't want you to get nervous when you see an extra person. That's how much at least I'm glad. I was like, I felt so seen. I was like, thank you. Cause I just can't, I need to sometimes I gotta kind of know who's coming once I invite them, this, that, and the third. But now it's most I'm getting them like, if you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. And yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. You did so your 45-minute, was that like part of a lineup or were you featuring and there was like a whole set or what?
It was not. It was so the way the venue is. There is a day where you could have a 45-minute slate and be on a car with a bunch of other people, or you could choose to do your own thing, and that's what I did. But like it's like way it goes when it's finished by like 9. Like when I'm done or whatever, they have another like type of space or something else. But it's not like technically on the same card. So it was an individual feature for myself, the 45-minute set. And I started the set off with talking about meeting the person how I met him in 2016. Is basically me saying how the person that tried to take his life met the poet me for real and da da da. So yeah, I did that. I did a few grandfather poems, and that was different because like my grandma knows I do poetry, but she doesn't really go outside as much. But that was her first time seeing me in the flesh doing poetry.
Oh, that's a big thing. That's a
It
big
was
thing.
almost my Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. She had to go to the hospital. She's good, but my grandfather's sister, my aunt Judy, she was gonna come, and that was like I think that was where the biggest nerves was to do grandfather pieces in front of my grandmother and his sister and stuff. But my aunt Judy was unable to make it. That's okay. There's other times, but yeah. So I did all those type of poems in front of my family, and it was that was new for me for real.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So your origin story is like really kind of recent, but kind of not.
Yeah, I feel like my origin story is still what it is, but I do think I'm in more of like a resurgence within this year alone. Like
Mm.
2025 has been, minus what's happening in our world, has been one of my best years. And not just in poetry, of like being alive.
That's a
So
yes.
yeah, it's like one of my best years of being alive. I think this is the happiest I've been since I've been in my 20s, ironically. And yeah, I do, yeah.
That's really cool. What? Yeah, because you are outside, you are doing a lot of things, and you are getting a lot of recognition, which is great, which is great. Wow. That's so crazy. That's so
Hmm.
crazy. Because, like, when we originally did our first interview that never was published,
Hmm.
big, big difference.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow. I'm glad I'm not asking the same questions.
I'm weak. Even if you did, I probably don't even remember this. Even if you did, it would have been okay. That was a little minute ago now.
Yeah, but I'm also in a different creative space, so
Hmm.
for a fact, I never asked you for origin stories.
Yeah, nah, I just said what my name was there, and it wasn't, for a fact.
Yeah. So it's not the same. Okay. Wow. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure your family is really proud of you. That's amazing. I'm glad that they are all able to come out and see you.
Me
That
too.
is also huge. Yeah. How do you feel
Like, what you mean after doing that or like in general?
after doing that? And do you think that like that will in turn make you more like inviting and open for your family to go to all of your other events? Granted, like the venue is family friendly.
Yeah, that's another thing because either that or people's
Yeah.
always smoking around. I don't want them there all that weed and
No,
stuff.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, as long as the venue is family
Depending on like
friendly.
how the venue was, because that worked out for me because I made sure I reserved a few seats for family to make sure they had seats and stuff. Yeah, I still feel like sometimes I don't always sound like oh you could come to this and the third, but it's not like that. I still think it's old ways of I don't really expect people to just if you come, you come.
Mhm.
Family I do have where they can see posts. At one point, I was hiding posts because I didn't want them to see it and like, oh, what if they come and surprise me? It's like I can't do that. Whoa, calm down now. At one point, I
Mhm.
was hiding posts, but I feel like, and not that I'm saying that all my shows don't mean it because they do, but I do feel like I always want them to be like for shows kind of like that. I found that 45-minute set to be very important because one, it was 45 minutes, a 45-minute set.
That's
Two,
so long.
I think I read like 3 poems, but I worked so hard on how I wanted the set to be and pictured it. So learning like 12 poems for that and then having 3 that I was reading and stuff or setting up, I think that. So at one point after I did that 45 minutes set, I was like on like a month and a half break. I think it might have just really ended for real. Now that I'm thinking about it, getting myself back into being dedicated to memorizing and this and the third. But that took a lot out of me. I was so tired. And I was in the cusp to starting my statistic class and this and the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took a lot out of me too. Oh gosh.
I
But
can't do statistics.
yeah, me, I barely did it, but we like 3 more classes to go. But yeah, nah, I do. It does change like my perspective. I do feel like I have no problem like inviting them to a little bit more and stuff. I think even with it going back into our COVID, it did help a little bit. When I had certain stuff that was via Zoom and I could like people could come, I would invite I would let people come, family come watch via Zoom. My mom's coworkers again, who's basically family too, because I be working with her every now and again too.
Right, right.
So like they all see me or like when I went to. Yeah, when I went to Vegas, maybe not Vegas. Well, Vegas too, but when I did my Philly feature, like the latter half of 2023, and my mom showed my coworkers the video, then it's like, oh, this is amazing. This is dope. And then I won a talent show earlier this year, and my mom sent the video to her coworkers, and they could not stop talking about that. So like it's like even with that, like just like I knew the support was there, but I feel like the amount of support has really helped a lot too with me, mentally and this that, and the third. So yeah, I have no problem with them coming to the stuff. It's just I gotta remember to get out of old habits and inviting people and stuff. I'm also very like, even though I'm doing poetry and I do believe I'm very great at it, I'm also very terrible sometimes advertise like, hey, I'm about to go do something, if you want to pop out, it's up to you for real. Like, no pressure. Like, like maybe. It's kind of cool. It might be cool. I don't know. I also am one person. I would only ever say it to myself in my head. I also kind of take long to advertise sometimes because
Mm.
I feel very confident in advertising when I'm featured with something when I know it full set in my head. So sometimes,
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I want y'all to come, but I don't know it yet. So when I start posting heavy, just know I got very confident in the set and this, that, and the third. Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Mhm.
fair. Me too.
Okay.
I
Okay.
yeah. It's just
Yep.
kind of like
Like you could come, but like give me a second. I promise you I advertise it more. Oh,
I might have a thing going on that you should probably
like, oh
maybe
yeah. And
look
then
at.
when the set start clicking, I'm like, okay, I definitely got
Yeah.
something. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't know why I told you might. I do. You should
Yeah, you
come
should totally
on.
come. Bring your
Pop out.
friends.
Bring a friend and bring another friend. Pop out.
Bring
Yeah.
everybody. We'll go bring your camera.
Bring your camera. We're ready. We're ready. All right.
Let's yeah. No, for sure. That's so funny. I think everyone does that unless they're just superhumanly confident all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, dang, you did a lot. That 45-minute set, it's so daunting to me, but that's like amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm sure and I'm also sure like everyone's like locked in and I'm sure your family was proud. And that's just great. Did you think 2 years ago or did you think a year ago that you'd be doing a 45-minute set in front of your family?
No, a year ago, maybe like 20 minutes, maybe
Maybe
like 20.
20.
Maybe so first off, 45 minutes, because you know me. You know how I feel with this memorize or like even practicing for stuff. And I'll be fine with like 15, 20, like 45. And it's crazy because like I asked for it. Like
Yeah.
I did it. So I was like, and there's one of those things like I could either like not be prepared and embarrass myself or be prepared and have a great,
Mhm.
once again, I wanted that. So I wanted so that I think it would be like, I just like when I saw it and it was like, and I was like, I guess this is the opportunity to invite as much people as I can. So I was
Right.
like, I told my mom, told my family, and my mom started told like it was in the midst of the summer, so most of the coworkers couldn't come. But one of her closest coworkers came. He came with his husband and they came with two friends. And yeah, those some of my favorite people. So like when I got towards like the end, you know how I get. When I get like towards the end of something, I end up getting sentimental and I try to tell people why I'm here, this that, and the third, the reason why I'm here, thankful. So I started individually thanking people, and then I went up to him personally, gave him a hug, everything, because I was just excited. I was just happy that everyone I know was there, or people who was able to come. So I found that time to do a shout out to my family members that was in the audience, a few close
Nice.
friends that was in the audience. Man, even me and him was still cool, but he was one of my basketball coaches when I was doing this AAU thing like my senior year in the summer. He's only like a few years older than me. My friend Anthony, he came with his girlfriend and stuff in this and third. So I was just giving shout outs left and right. It was,
Nice. So
Mm.
humble. So thankful.
I really am always. I feel like if I ever lose that humbleness, then it's over. I'm very thankful. I don't want to like change. If I can make sure one thing stays, is that I'm always grateful for each opportunity.
Yeah. Sounds like you have such a really good supportive like community and tribe that you have there. That's awesome. Yeah. I hope you recognize that. I hope you recognize how
I am a lot more. Yes, now a lot more for
yeah,
real.
that's really cool. I'm really happy you have that. Let's talk about the 45 minutes set. How did
Okay.
you curate that?
The 45-minute set, I decided to make it off the backbones of the first original idea I had for a poetry album that really ain't happened. The
Mm,
Kyle versus Symbolic. I wanted it to be like where I felt like there was some poems. Originally, it was like if I'm standing on the left, you hear poems from Kyle, stand on the right, you hear poems from Sim. It didn't really work like that for me. The stage was like, it's like a narrow way. And then the initial idea I had, I was gonna do the first poem at the bar, and it was gonna be like I was talking to my sister, but I was really talking to myself, or
mm,
talking like symbolic, da da da. But that's how I wanted it. I had it as Kyle versus Sim. I feel like towards the latter half, like so, I broke it down. I had the first half, I guess, like 20 minutes or so. The second half, technically 25 minutes. And the first half, I feel like it was more so poems on the sadder tone or this and the third from College Sim, whether regardless of the poem was. And at the time, like the 25-minute set was not more like sad poem, but like there was like more a little bit more like you could see the sense of I'm feeling a little bit better within spirits and stuff. Like I have this poem called Proud of You, which was inspired by that Meek Mill and Friday song. But it's
mhm,
like I'm so used to people saying they proud of me, but I want to be proud for myself. And I had like this poem that I'm gonna put in my third book, which is a letter to my grandfather, telling him how like it's weird without him being here, but I want him to basically by the time we get to the end, it's like, but I know I'm gonna be okay. So that's how I wanted it to be. I feel like that was my closest rendition because for the longest time I wanted to kind of have something that could replicate the emotions from the Inside Out movie. I still think I didn't really fully nail it, but that's the closest I got to that in that terms.
mhm.
So yeah, so I set it up, and like for when I called, cause it was like a call, and the person's like, okay, what day would you like to do this? And I was like, okay, I'll do the individual 45-minute set. And from that day, I think always like that was like 3 months before my feature, and I was editing like, oh, what poems I want to be in, taking poems out. I made new poems, and I was like, da da da. And then also I came to to the thing. I know like at least about 32 minutes of poetry in my head right now, and that's where the tire came in. So I was like, first off, this is my set. So then that's when I decided I was like, maybe I want to read at least 4 of these poems. 2 of these poems is gonna be poems that I'll have in the new book. The other 2 poems, I wanted to read a few book poems from my first 2 books, and so that's what I did. So I did, and I feel like everything had a different aspect of like Kyle versus Symbolic. My Uncle Kevin texted me when he got home and he was like, I'm glad I got to see you perform. I feel like I got a new perspective of you and this, that, and the third. And that's
No.
actually, and that's high key what the point was. Like,
Right.
the whole Kyle versus Sam and why I feel like this. And yeah, so I was like, and then at one point it was like I'm talking to myself. I was like, "You gonna do this now, Sim?" Like, yeah, this, that, and third. I do still have a few Kyle versus Sim poems that one of these days I really will memorize and work on like doing the talking back to each other on the stage. We're not there yet, because I gotta be in the mood to memorize that. That's what the set curated. It was curated. It was like Kyle versus Sim. I even asked people that are so Smooth. Around the year when I first met Smooth, he did this performance at Langston Hughes' house, and it was like 30 something minutes. And I was just in awe, cause like I was in awe. It's like we just talking for 30 something minutes. What we doing? It's like took like maybe like 3 sips of water, just went right back into it. I was like, this man is crazy.
That's
I
cool.
did the host for the talent show I did. I went to her one person show that she did, and I inboxed her on the side, and I was like, "Hey, how did you prepare for this?" And it's like, a lot of repetition, this, that, and third. Because even though it doesn't seem like it, I am very prideful and I work on stuff or whatever. But there's times or a few times when I'll hit up people like, "Hey, what do you do to prep for this, that, and the third, and all that?" So that's what it was. I would practice and I would tell myself I need to like. So say today's Saturday. So I told myself I was like, by like next Wednesday, I need to know at least 4 of these poems. And then I'm going to go in and say these 4 poems or whatever, see what happens. And if it feels good, I'm going to take a break from them, look at these other poems, learn these poems. And then it was the cutoff month was like, all right, 4 weeks before this feature, I need to be able to say all these poems. They're like in the order how I want it to be and how it sounds. And I want to make sure it's within the 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I did that because I needed time. So of course, this what's the word? I guess verbal endurance, because like it's tiring to talk for that long and stuff.
It
So yeah,
is.
verbal endurance and stuff. So like there was like at one point I was like, oh, I don't need no water, I'm chilling. Like, I had water on the side, of course. So that's how I prepped for it. Kyle versus Symbolic, giving myself like cutoff times on when I should learn the poems, and just yeah, a few times miss or like I would go to bed like 3, wake up at like 8, practice, do something, then I'll do homework because I am back in school, almost finished, do some homework, going back into practice and so on and so forth.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
When you said I don't need water, I can do this, like instantly thought about how I like forced myself to drink water at one of my features because not because I needed it, but because it gave me a few seconds of a reset. It was
Yeah,
like
nah, I'm not. The water was definitely on the side. I told myself that to get myself through practice. I didn't drink as much water, but I definitely had water on the side. Matter of fact, we've had water. It's crazy. It was really counterproductive. But my man's like, "Do you want to take a shot if you're nervous?" And everything, right? But the guy was like, "You can start. Just know you have to start because you have the people coming at 9 something. So you can start whenever you want to start." And I said, "Oh." And then my friend Mac was like, you want to take a shot? And I was like, yeah, get the shot, but I got to get ready. We kind of took the shot just before I started performing. I was on stage. I was like, you got it? You ready? And I was like, ah. And then, yeah, and I had the water on the side. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is safe.
It was very safe. Taking a shot before performing in front of the whole family. Be good. Yeah.
I have a friend that does that. He does that. That's like her ritual. It's just a shot of
Nah,
hand.
it's very rare. I don't like to eat before performances. I do smoke sometimes. I don't like to smoke before performances. Like maybe a shot, just that's about it. If you ask for if someone goes, oh, another shot, you're pushing it. I'm like, yo, chill. I need to, because no.
I can't eat before a performance. Can I?
I can't. I recently, because I was really hungry when I got to it, and I recently remember why I don't do it. I was like, nah, I gotta use the bathroom. I hate this. And then it's like, what if it's mad quiet and now someone hears me fart? Now I'm embarrassed. I'm getting off the stage, Vanessa. I just can't eat before, because of nerves and then eating something. Like with me, it'll make me, maybe I might get gassy. And if my stomach start hurting, then I don't want to do nothing. I gotta go home. Like, yeah.
I'm posting this.
Yeah, I do know you're posting this. Hey, listen, what's gonna happen? Like,
I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you're just a boy. But you can be anything you want to be, just so you know.
okay, I'll be a man.
You can
Let's
be
get down to business.
to defeat the heart. That's funny. So tell me, what's next? What's the future of Symbolic Knight? What is
Well,
the goals?
next, if I could really lock down and continue getting motivation towards it, next for me for real is one. I still want to do a poetry album, of course.
Okay.
Two, I'm
Oh,
getting back. I'm getting back into my bag to finishing this third book. I got poems to add to it and edit around.
Oh,
Three,
wow, third book.
but that one might come a little bit later. I don't know, but I kind of want to drop my third. I kind of want to drop both of them around the same time. It might drop. The book might drop way sooner than I think. I know I want to drop it around graduation time, and I'm almost done with school, so I kind of got to get up on that.
mm,
And
Yeah.
then third, I just been very lazy. Not lazy. I've been really pondering how I want to make the next act. But third is my where I'm writing a poetry play. I'm very
Right.
excited. Yeah, I'm very excited for the poetry play. I just, I gotta find like getting my groove and working on it. I have the first act is complete. Very, very, very pleased with the first act. I let a select few people see it, but I'm gonna call the poetry play Skipping Stones, and it's gonna go within the stages of grief. It's gonna be two young adults navigating life a few years after the passing of their mother. One is a poet and one is just here and is in a therapy session talking about it, and they're a little bit more envious or annoyed with the other sibling because the sibling never, how do I put this? Like, the older sibling was with their mom almost every day, and on the last day when the mom said go out and get some breath, fresh air, whatever, the younger siblings happened to come visit for like the first time in how long, whatever, and the mom passed away. And the oldest sibling wasn't there, like to say like final words, and so it was a little bit of like, oh, you was never really there. I was always protecting you from these type of stuff, and what did that do for me? And then they see like the siblings doing poetry, and it's like, oh, but you could find a way to talk about this, but you can't talk to me. And I have it like in the sense of a breakdown that to like I want even like with the colors of the different stages of grief, I want them to wear conflicting like contrasting colors in each scene. And this and the third, and each character is wearing like a type of color, but the main focal is like those two characters, and whatever color they're wearing for like one is like whatever one is probably in the anger stage of grief, because I want them they're gonna be in different standpoints of the grief and stuff, and yeah, that's really the really next big thing in the future for me.
hmm.
And yeah, so album, third book, poetry play. Don't know the order. The poetry play is gonna come a lot later, but poetry book, gonna probably sit down on that soon. I'm just maybe when this semester is over, and I have like the next semester might be even lighter because I'm almost done. Um, and I'm gonna sit down and work on that third book because I wanted to be part of a thing because I'm planning on doing something big in the sense of celebrating my graduation, but also putting on like kind of like a thing. So at least that's when I speak in existence. Hopefully I could get that done and stuff. And yeah, and I kind of need my third book for that. If not, that's okay. The third book could come later. But yeah,
Hmm.
yes. Hmm.
You got titles?
So like I said, the the poetry play is called Skipping Stones.
Yes.
The poetry album, I need you to not laugh because it's not petty, but I really do like it. I really am gonna
I'm
do it.
traumatizing the audience.
It's really gonna be traumatizing the audience. I
Yeah.
actually
I already
really,
knew this, but I just,
yeah, I decided to really because originally it was gonna be conversation. Yeah, traumatizing the audience, and
I'm, I,
I haven't looked at the third book in so long. I can't remember what it's called. I'm about to. That's how long it's been since I've really been neglecting that book. It's really crazy. It's simple something, but the way I have it is it's gonna be like I want it to become across. I think I talked to you about this. I want it to make it look like it's text messages being sent or whatever, and like stuff that I wish I said or sent in different chapters of that. It's simple something. I can't think it's really bad. That's how long because I feel like I had to really dig deep into different emotions in that, and I really just said, yeah, no, I don't think I will actually. So
Hmm.
that's the third book, but it's simple something. I think it's something symphonies. Let me see. But yeah, because my sister gave me to help me with the title for that book. And
okay.
that's yeah, Google Docs. I'm about to find out. That's bad works. I know.
That's
That's how
kind
I
of
think.
crazy. You forgot your title.
Yeah, because if I told you it was even crazier, and the last time I touched that the outlet for that book was maybe after our last interview we talked. It was like no, a little bit after I started
Two
working on
years
it.
ago.
Yeah, that like at least 2 years ago is when I had the idea of working on it. And then within 2024, I hit the ground running. I started typing some poems in. I was like, yeah, we here. And
Yeah.
it's, I have not really looked at it since in a long time. Infinite Symbols is the name of the book. Look at that. I'm gonna call it Infinite Symbols. I have the chapters. The first chapter, as I see here, needs two more poems, The second chapter is complete. I have a 1.5 chapter. It's like 4 chapters. The first I have because I wanted to seem like it's a phone like thing. The first chapter is called Do Not Disturb. The second chapter is Read This quick. And yeah, so it's more so like stuff that I thought about saying that I didn't say. And then we go to chapter 2, Confessions of a People Pleaser. And yeah, stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, this is inspiring. I plan to finish the book by mid-February.
Got it.
Yeah.
Mid-February.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can call me on that, but I plan to have it finished by mid-February.
I mean, I trust you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You usually like stick to your deadlines.
Yes, honestly, I feel like also because let's see, the first book did take a little bit, but I had the poems and stuff, and the second book, I just decided to drop it when I was ready to drop it. I finished the second book with poems in like 3 days. When I
I
think
hear
about it,
you.
right? And so like with this one, so I was like, I'm okay with pacing it. I didn't plan for it to be like a year and a half of pacing it, but we here. And then like I said, and honestly, because which I am blessed, I started getting a lot of more shows and stuff. So it wasn't like time to sit down and just keep writing poems or like things to put in the book at the moment because I've been prepping for outside.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to get that done. The poetry album, I still got to get into terms of talking to people with studio stuff and all that. I just simply started thinking about ideas or like poem titles that I want to have. Been listening to little instrumentals and stuff to get a feel of what I want before I write some of the poems. Cause so like mostly I have an idea of what poems I'm gonna put into it, but there is a few new poems I want to work on. I'm gonna make a poem called Jet 2 Holiday, a Sadcation.
Yes.
Yep, yes, it's gonna. I'm excited. Whatever's gonna go into that poem, but I am excited for the idea of doing that. I put the traumatizing audience poem in there, of course, and yeah, it's just like, and I think in my head I want it to be like 10 tracks, maybe 11, and yeah.
What about slams and shows in the future? What do you got like in your schedule in either the near future or any far future or like a slam that you're like that year I'm rocking this slam?
I think I wanna, I wanna come back into the slam scene quite soon, and I think maybe high key I might be back in the slam scene like next month. Actually, ironically,
For which one?
well, it's like here. There's the Brick Poetry Slam. I think it's what was it, a year ago? Yeah, I didn't do any of that this year, but last year I was on the finalists for that slam back like in that summer, and kind of they'll come back with a vengeance. I got to come in place first, and then get put back into the finalists for that again. So
Okay.
that's in my mind.
You got it.
Yeah, nah, yeah. Honestly, I'm excited. I've been working, I've been working on pieces that I think I want to bring into the slam world. So a few incompletes on my phone right now, and that's okay. But I know that they're very strong starts. I gotta show you the one I started the other day. Yeah, I don't know where it's going, but I like the audacity that's happening there.
The audacity.
Yeah, I
Okay,
like it.
okay.
I like what's happening in there. But yeah, I don't know when, but I think there's a possibility I might venture in looking in going to old Baltimore,
Oh, Charm City.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Charm City Slam.
I'm thinking about it. That's crossed my mind. But yeah, it's whatever for like I'm looking at. It's like wherever I decide to take myself. But I also and I want to stay confident on this. I can't doubt myself. But I did lose like a slam like a month and a half ago or something or whatever. And then I told myself I'm not losing a slam again. So we'll see how that goes from here. And yeah, but honestly, I'm looking at slams to see like will I do it? Second, third features. I'm just happy to do poetry for real. But yeah, there's some slams I want to get back into doing and stuff. And I think I might do the creative soul. There's a platform here, Creative Soul. I might do this slam. I believe that slam is November 9th. Yeah, that's November 9th. And I think the Brick Slam is either like a week before that or a week after that. Yeah.
Okay. So you want to do Charm City in the future.
Yeah, in the future. Yeah, in the future for sure. I do want to I've been thinking about it for real.
Whoever your matchup is, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And it's crazy because I'm still trying to figure it out. This was before you went by the Instagram. But like
Oh.
I'm still trying to figure out who, because they put like a post like who you think you could beat head to head like 3 rounds for bread, and somebody tagged my name. I wish I knew who, and I was like, oh, I didn't feel like being there. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I ain't asked them who. I was like, it's whatever. Yeah, I was like, oh, so somebody out here saying my name. It's kind of cool.
That is really
So,
cool.
yeah.
I'll be in Baltimore in December.
Are you doing something in December in Baltimore? Are you like work or are you performing in Baltimore?
That's my graduation from the University of Maryland.
Wait, no. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. She was a She was a graduate. Yeah, hold on. That's beautiful.
Yes. They only do spring and winter, and I finished everything in the summer. So
That's beautiful.
so excited. My family's coming.
Oh, that's exciting. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I don't know. Now that you mentioned Charm City, maybe I should go find somewhere.
I do know, yeah, you should. I know they do. I think they do open mic before they do their heads to heads. Because honestly, when I think about it, I feel like the initial event is not like not saying the like it's not a very long event when you think about it. You have the open mic because then they do the head to head, and then all the 4 winners they go against each other. Then slam done. Like I feel like
And slam done.
and then slam done. I feel like in theory it's not like
Yeah,
they don't hold you up there forever. So yeah.
that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah. We'll see. I know it's gonna be super cold. It's gonna
Yeah.
be so cold there
It's gonna be
versus
so
here.
cold. December, and then December and both. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better bundle up.
It's my poems. My degrees will keep me warm.
He's like, oh, I'm cold. Degree.
Degrees.
That's fire.
That's funny. I feel like we're at this awkward part of the podcast where I don't know if I should close out or ask another question, but I'm also out of the flow of questions because now we're like just kind of casually talking about future things.
That's what happens when two
Um,
friends get on a podcast.
I know, right? That doesn't as formal, so it makes it a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's authentic, so I'm fine with it. If
It's either authentic or like
I think a little bit of both, but I feel like nothing's wrong with random. I feel like random is needed and stuff like this because I feel like when people, not you, but I feel like there's a lot of podcasts that just feel so they could be
forced.
like forced or robotic. Yeah, like they're forcing too much. I like when it's like it's just natural. It's comfortable here. It's calm.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, but I think let's see. I
Okay,
think
I mean, the origin story is done.
yeah, the origin. Yeah, I think the origin story is done. I'm on to how I want to expand upon the origin story. What more can I?
What more
You
can
know,
you give? Yeah.
how can I continue to? Like I said, if the goal is to always honor my grandfather,
What is like the reach like goal? What is a goal that you feel like is a reach so that like later on when I do this follow-up interview and you've reached your reach goal, be like, remember when
I
you thought this was like unattainable or like very far from your reach, but you actually got it?
I want to. So, like I said, I plan to do something to celebrate my graduation, but I want it to be something also like I don't know. I'm not saying it as much out loud because I don't want to jinx it, but I want to do something. And I feel like for me, that'll be my indicator of my goal of combining my major with poetry, which is sports management, which I kind of really did a little bit when I used to do March Madness and stuff. I think I have this ambition to really collide the two in whatever I can and be able to host events and spaces. I have this goal that it doesn't seem like it's not unattainable, but I know it's going to take a hefty minute for real or if I find the right people. But I do have this dream that I wanna have a art sports recreational center type of thing, like a YMCA, but not just a YMCA. And I wanted to be like a thing where kids could, yes, sports is the avenue or whatever, but you could have your artist side, this, that, and the third. That's a goal and a long-term goal. The goal is I pray on it every day, but I want to be able to reach or that aspiration, if not later, no past the age of like 34. That gives me a really comfortable. See, I have a lot of time. I do. I have a lot of time. I'm 28. I saw your face. I have time. Time is fine, but I have time. I'm 28. Stop it. You can't hide your face expressions from me. But that's later down the line. But I feel like I do have this aspiration that I feel like, unfortunately, I don't think this comes off as shade, and honestly, I don't care. I feel like the community, especially here, is not as welcoming as it likes to present itself. And I want to just be able to host and just have it be fun, like it feel like an actual real safe place, real just vibey, just and the third. And that's the plan, to find a way to mix my passions together. Of course, host slam. So maybe do like something that's kind of like March Madness, but not a little different, a little esque, like something sport related still, and the way I format it, the way I sell the tickets and this and the third. So that's probably the next step. I want to, and somewhere along this line, I don't know, it's a curse around it, but I kind of want to host a retreat, but that's neither here or there. Yeah. But until then, like I said, I want to keep working poetry and stuff. I also want to dabble in seeing the side of esports with my own sports management major. I want to see about stuff about the esports area. I don't know how that's going to be. I'm looking into it. I was looking forward to doing an internship in my school, but unfortunately, they don't have that program anymore. So I got to do some research and stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to look into that field because gaming is
Mm-hmm.
really big. So like looking into the sports manager side of esports and stuff,
Got it.
Yeah, man.
I don't know, when I think about managing sports management with art, I think
Hmm.
about I think about someone who is like an agent
Hmm.
for I don't
Poets,
know. I think about someone who is an agent that will host or bring in
talent.
artsy workshops
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like actual sports
yeah.
players so that they are a little bit more mental health
Hmm.
conscious.
I do think in a sense that could be another, because that's fire too. Because I feel like recently it was, which basketball player? It's somebody in the Warriors though. I don't know. I think it's Moses Moody. I randomly like last year, he did a random open mic in Golden State, and I was like, oh, hold on. I think like that stuff is cool. So yeah, that in a
Yeah.
and I thought that would be like, of course, but I don't want to just like that. That's why, but that's my, I think what makes it so ambitious. I don't want to just be confined to just that. Because even with that, when people hear sports management or whatever it is, the first thing they go like, yeah, agent? Question mark? And I'm like, yeah, but you could be a manager, so it could be for ticket sales and the third. I think that's what really kept me still like within sports management because there's so many different avenues. And I feel like for me, that's what made the process of making March Madness so much easier for me. Like even doing the formatting and how I wanted it, whatever. And so I
I
think
will
I
say
think that
March
helps a lot.
Madness was really well executed.
Thank you.
I don't think anybody could I don't think I know anybody in the space that can actually execute March Madness in the most organized way that you did. Not only that, you were very vocal, you were very transparent. You were like, here are the rules, and then you pushed everything out at the perfect time. And there
Uh-huh.
was never anyone, no one was like, oh my God, I have questions, I have questions, I have questions.
Uh-huh.
It was very your social media presence was good, your connection with all of the poets were good, and there were how many poets?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Oh,
I'm
the first one was like 28. The second one was when I did the full March Madness was 64.
that's
I
a
believe.
lot of freaking
Yeah.
poets.
I had
And
and
then
even
the
with
fact
that,
that they didn't drop out either. They
with
were
that, yeah.
locked in.
Yeah, with that I had the app would help me where y'all could sign up and I was like, you could choose what day I would like to do this. And then from there, then I did the breakdown of how I wanted the bracket to be because I made sure I made March Madness. I know I give credit to Ella helping me with the first one with the idea of the buy-in, you basically bet on yourself and why you would pay for the next round, da da da. Because at the end,
Exactly.
all that. Yeah.
That was good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanna.
I never obviously when I first started, we weren't
Mhm.
friends. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is cool. I'm just gonna go on whatever. But yeah, I never had any questions. I never was everything was very clear cut and it felt like everything made sense. It felt like you've done it before. Like it wasn't your first
Yeah.
time.
And that's what's crazy because it definitely was. I feel like when I think about it, Slam, sometimes they ask you for a little, it could be from range or actually pay like 15 or it might be higher, da da da. In my head, like when you think about it, like, of course the goal is to win, but say like you do the first, I think the first round was like 10 and you lost. Okay, unfortunately you lost $10. And it was like, oh, like 5 more if you make it to the ultimately everyone spent like 25, maybe 30 the most, I believe. And that's more so like for those if you keep going on. And then like the first and second place still gets money. I really enjoyed the process of doing the second one the most, because the second one is when I was like, I would like y'all, we did it on Zoom. And I'm like, okay, please select the day that's available that you like to be in. Just know you have limited time to do it. It's like, a certain amount of people. And it was like, if you win in this side, and that's when I'm going to do the brackets. And people was able to see who was signed up for whatever. So it was most like, if you want to be strategic, if you think you could beat that person in that round or this and third that could get you into the bracket and stuff, so be it. That's like, even having the wheel being seen live on Zoom and stuff.
Right.
That even with that is also a goal. I know I keep saying it, but I think I just need to find the right around like team to help me within it. I really do want to bring March Madness to outside. I think that would be quote unquote my retreat. Not really a real retreat because it's gonna take a few days. I would just have people slam for a few days, like 3 days maybe. But I know I need a little bit more. I'm gonna have people around me because I need like a smallish team, not a huge team, but I need a team and stuff because it'll make it easier for like when it happens, people come, they sign up for which side they want to perform in. And then in that night, maybe I have like a little get together, people do stuff this and that, third. While people's having fun or whatever, I'm wherever I'm at doing the brackets, like preparing, like, and when tomorrow comes, like, are you ready to see where you rank to who you going against? And and then like do the spin, the wheel live, and then like also do that, and then people shoot. And then like with that too, it's one of those things where, because it's really a slam still, people like it's different times, so people could also choose who they want to see perform and stuff. Like you're not forced to confine and just sit there. And if you don't want to see it, have a good time. But I really do want to do March Madness outside for real. I think it would go really crazy inviting like 64 poets or having 64 poets come sign up and compete. Maybe a workshop here and there in the center third. Again, March Madness was so fun to do. That's what made me getting like after that, that's what made me start getting excited into making other slams and stuff that we started doing on Clubhouse and all that. Like the sign slam and all that. Yeah.
The sign slam was really good too.
Mm-hmm.
I
I still feel really bad because you were so tired.
Whatever, I don't care. But it was really cool. I thought that
Yeah.
was so cool. I think doing that outside is really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, I don't know, logistics, it's so much easier to just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be on my computer. People
Mm-hmm.
do things in the comfort of their own home.
Yep.
And it costs less.
It does. It really does. I feel like the only way I feel like too, if I ever thought about it, I could do like a hybrid of it, like in a sense, maybe have like a thing with an initial. Now I don't know if the word is preliminary, but still do something on Zoom and have people compete, and then from there, when I get like
Fly to the top
when I
floor.
oh nah, we wasn't no fly is crazy, yo. First off, no, well that would slap. That would slap. First off, but no, I don't know who got that. No, I was gonna say make the initial thing the first round essentially free. Have people compete. I'm still gonna get the 64 poets
I
or
don't
for something.
know.
I know.
The
I know that's
reason
why.
why nobody dropped out was because they knew they had money on the line.
Yeah, it's
And
true.
there was like a pretty
No,
good
when I
chance
say
that they would
free,
win
but
something.
yeah, when I say free, I mean like that's that, but that's like kind of like to place in it. I feel like I would then incorporate the buy in, buy out thing still. Like people will still have to pay to come like compete. Cause I would love to say I have bread that I could just like, hey guys, y'all could do this free slam. Honestly, it is one of my goals. If I was to get money and when they say there'll be signs that I'm rich, I would randomly do like a slam for a certain amount of bread and like, hey, just pop out. I promise you. Like I really would. Say I get rich, I swear to God, I would do a slam for like 10K right now. I'm like, hey guys, 10K. Like I just all you gotta do is come and compete. Like I said, don't even like because
That
I am for it. I am for that for poets to like, have that opportunity, have fun and all that.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
it is very ambitious. But I do want to do. I have to sit down and really think. Like I want to. I am in terms of like slams and stuff like that. I do sit down and think long terms and how to format, how it makes sense. You're right. It's very. That's why I said it's my ambitious goal. Sometimes ambitious could be really, really cloudy. It's a big ambitions could be very blinded sometimes too.
That's fair. I can't wait for the day March Madness goes outside because after that, I'm just going to schedule the interview. How to How do you feel? You did
Just gonna
it.
when it happens, I'm just gonna send you a text of the logo for it. I'm not just no questions, nothing. Just gonna see metaphor because I think I'm gonna work on. I want an LLC like a thing like call my spaces the metaphor realms or something like that. And I'm like metaphor realms presents March Madness. I'm just gonna send you just gonna send you
Ooh.
yeah. I'm gonna just send you the picture of it, and
Mhm.
I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna leave this here, and then I'm gonna go and do not disturb, be mysterious. I'm
Miss that. You're gonna leave Instagram for like 3 months and then come
3 months,
back.
come back, show
I
the
just
post, and
want
you're
y'all
like,
to know that March Madness took a lot out of me, but now I'm rejuvenated and I'm back. That's I
yeah,
can
no,
see, I can
I
see
have.
that. That's definitely your style. That is you.
Yeah, and honestly, actually, really, and it's real that I might really do that if that happens. Like I told you, I have like on the low, I've been in my head, like I said, not like I don't want to like put the word team around it, but I do want to have the right amount of people in terms of how I want to bring this into. So there is people that come to mind that I want to talk to or like feel me. But all that, those real like not saying these conversations are real now. When I finish of my last semesters in April, and if I can get stuff in time, I think graduation is like in May. I gotta see. I gotta see if I can make that because April and May is like right there. My last classes end the week before May, so kind of pushing it. Yeah, yeah. My last class ends around like the 27th, but I do think I can petition to be
Early.
approved.
You can do it
Yeah,
early.
I could petition to approve to graduate within May and this and the third. I got to talk to I'm gonna talk to my advisor on Monday. But like when that happens, what I'm saying is after like that, like sometime a little bit in May or whatever, I guess I'll be working on maybe I'll work on the play, but I'm gonna use that time to think about March Madness and how and who I would hit up in terms of and see what I can do. Because I do think I could, very much bring March Madness sooner than you think.
Okay, that's not a reach anymore. You're making it sound like
You
it's
gotta
you're good
chill.
to go.
I'm not good to go.
I feel like I sparked. It's
Yeah.
either I sparked that you're like, actually, I could do this sooner, or you actually genuinely still think that it's still a reach. It's actually
Both. It's both. You did spark it, but I do believe March Madness could. Yeah, it's both.
jeez.
Yeah, I know. Very ambitious,
You could do
but
it.
yeah, if not, honestly, but if not, like I said, as opposed to the idea of having a recreational center one day, that the March Madness coming outside, I have like at most within the next 2 to 3 years, at most. I wanna be like, yeah, 2026, but I really feel like 2027 for real. If 2026 happens, whoa. But for me, I think too,
Dang,
what
2026 is so close. We're
I know,
literally like
I know.
3 months away.
Honestly, but for me
2 months
too,
away.
we are. But honestly, I might aim for 2027. Because that for me too,
Yeah,
I'm still
after
gonna
your school is done.
yeah, after school is done, but I also want to continue maintaining my outside presence. I'm thankful every time being able to perform and stuff. I want to keep making more connections and stuff. So it makes the turnout for it even better. I
Right.
want it. I want it to be even so like it's a space for once again. I don't think this sounds shady. Even if it's people that may not care for me or whatever, I want them to say it don't matter. Like I just want because I want great poetry and I want people to have a chance to have fun and showcase their stuff in this and the third. And yeah,
I need to fix my
almost
face. I'm sorry.
almost everyone is valid. If I feel like you're not safe for the space, if you can fix your face, you can do that. Almost everyone. It's just there's some people that if I know whatever I will say, and not even this. And that's not shade. It's just I know that you might make people like the whoever who possibly might sign up uncomfortable, and I won't have that, and I'll make that very very clear and abundant. And yeah, gotta fix my face.
I need to fix my face. I know too much.
I know, but it's okay. That's
Okay,
the point.
good. Fix my face. Okay, good, 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 good. Everything's fine.
We're recording this, right?
Yes,
Okay, okay. Just sort of
yes. I'm just fixing my face.
no, yeah.
This is really hard. Anyways, moving on. How am I supposed to end this?
Do you want me to say like something motivational? I don't know. What you want me to do? I don't know.
No, but you can say, I'll let you say it. Okay. Thank you for listening to the Vanessa Verse Podcast. I am blank, 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 and blank,
Okay.
blank, blank. Okay, go ahead.
It is with my deepest gratitude.
Oh,
Thank you so much for
okay.
tuning into the Vanessa Verse Podcast.
Mhm.
Thank you, Vanessa, for having me. As always, I'm very appreciative of your energy and the
What?
comfort. Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
supposed to say thank you for coming.
Okay, but I'm still gonna say thank you. Don't do that. I really no. Maybe you could get flowers. Thank you for always the energy that you bring to my life. Thank you for the comfort and the safety that you provide here in our friendship and within our space when we do stuff like this. I'm looking forward to the future within this podcast that you're doing. And yeah, y'all should keep tuning in. I'm Symbolic Knight, the Metaphor King.
It's so funny that you said thank you for the energy that you bring, because I literally woke up from a nap right before we got on it. So
I
and
know.
there's like what 2 or 3 times where I yawned, and I was just like, people are gonna think that I just don't get what he's saying. It's like, if you are listening to the audio, it's different than when you're watching. So if you're watching and you're just
I
like,
yawned like 10 times during this, so I'm
did you
chilling.
really? Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't even notice.
Yeah, this is holding it down. I did this. I did this
Oh,
a few times. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, my whole face tenses. Maybe it's just because I noticed. I don't know. Now everyone's gonna be like, she yawned like 3 times. Anyways,
They gonna look for it. They go like it was at this point she yawned here. They gonna put the timestamps on when she yawned.
I'm gonna be a meme. Just kidding. That'd be crazy. I don't know if anyone cared that much, but thanks. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. It is been a long time. It's been a long time coming. 2 years ago, we started this interview, and apparently it just didn't get posted because I don't remember why I didn't post it, but I'm glad I didn't, because we are, yeah, we're completely different people with
We are.
completely different lives with completely different villages
Then
than,
what
yeah,
it was. Yeah.
than what it
Crazy.
was. Yeah.
That's crazy to think about. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I did ask you like what poets inspire you. Wow. See, I'm like remembering all the
I
questions.
mean, you
They're
want me to answer
completely
that?
different questions. No, we're not doing that today. We've been on this podcast recording for like a while.
Okay.
It's been over an hour. It's almost an hour and a half. But yeah, what was I gonna say next? I said thank you. Oh, yes, this is the Poet Origin series. So you are the first Poet Origin to grace my podcast. Woo!
Oh my God.
Is that what it's called? Should I just say Poet Story, Poet Origin, Poet Goals?
I like Poet Origins. Poet Story too. But
Okay, I'm trying my best.
our versus origin.
No, I don't
I
like
know.
that.
I didn't like it the more I said it. That's why I said I don't know. Never mind. It's okay. It's fine.
But thank you for your
Poets.
input.
A poet's origin is fire. I think it's
Okay, fair. Thank you. Okay. Wow, I drank a lot of water. How do I? Oh, wait. Where's the? All right, we're gonna do some clapping. Play, mother. All right, thank you, and have a good night.